Hi there, Lloyd Machedo. Speaking to you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Today, the date is 2nd January 2018. Time right now is 1:47 in the afternoon. All right. I had made a video about 10 reasons why you should not stay in the UAE, Dubai, UAE. Now, here are 10 reasons to consider before leaving Dubai, UAE. Now, mind you, before anything else, there's a timestamp down below, so you can check each and every point. If you want to get in touch with me, details are mentioned. And also, finally, I just want to make a disclaimer. I've stayed in Dubai for nearly 40 years of my life. And it's not about Dubai bashing, or it's not that I hate Dubai. My childhood was in Dubai. I love Dubai. I think Dubai is a great place. But it's just that these things you cannot talk about when you are in Dubai, okay? Because it's not allowed by the government. It's not allowed. They just want a positive image, which I understand, okay? So it's not bashing, and I'm not trying to portray Dubai in a bad light. It's a fantastic place if you want to make money. I've never seen a place like Dubai in my life, okay? Out of the 4 or 5 countries I've gone to, I would say Dubai is the best. I wish I could stay there, but I cannot. So these are the 10 things you need to consider before leaving Dubai, UAE, which I wish someone had told me, but now I'm telling you. Okay, so the timestamp is down below. Let's quickly move on. Okay, 1:23. Okay, the first important thing that you need to consider before leaving Dubai is the legal aspects about being in Dubai and the fact that you're canceling. Like, for example, most important thing is, what does it say in your work contract? Okay, always look at the fine print. Always make sure that you speak to the PRO of your company. Always make sure that you read your contract. Many people don't read their contract. Read your contract. Make sure there's no, hitches, no problems. Speak to your HR. Make sure that you're in good terms with your boss, with your CEO, with the local sponsor. Remember, the Arab local sponsor can do a lot of things if he really wants to. That is one very important thing you need to consider. The second thing is, please, this is one thing people don't consider. Make sure that all your fines are paid. Whatever, go take your license, go take your car registration, go check, do you have any fines? Even if there is one fine, you will have a problem when you leave Dubai, okay? Make sure there are no fines. Make sure there are no problems there. Then the next one, apart from the fines, any fines, from car to personal or anything else, make sure there are no fines. And also another tip that I would give you when you're leaving Dubai is go to the police station and just get a certificate of good conduct, just so it's clear. So there's nobody has filed a case against you, or nobody has put a legal complaint against you. Because if there is, I'll tell you, you can get stopped at the airport, and then it's like you're planning to go. Everything it just disrupts everything. So before I left, I made sure that I went to the police station and got a clear to travel kind of a certificate. I think you can get that. You just have to pay hardly 100 dirhams or so. Make sure that you get a good conduct certificate and a clear to travel. I also recommend you to go to the bank, check with the bank account, close your bank account, make sure that your credit card. When I closed down my credit card, I called up the company, I called up the bank, and I instructed them to close the credit card. And the best part, they didn't close it even after telling them. So I insisted. I went to the bank. And I paid a little bit extra. Remember, even if you have one dirham just left in your credit card, and you don't know, or even 0.50 fils left in your credit card, that will multiply. I know one of my friends who had, I think, a very small amount. He had like 15 years ago a credit card with just hardly, I think, 80 fils or something left, and it became a huge amount. I don't know the exact figures, but it did become a huge amount. So make sure that you pay your credit card, pay a little bit extra, so there's no, they can't say that, oh, you didn't pay your credit card. Make sure your loans are paid. Make sure that any PDCs, any post-dated checks, all of it is cleared, because you just do not know what may happen. Okay, please keep this in mind. Sort out your rent, which is very, very important. Your rent, make sure that you close a contract, that you do not have any problem over there. If you have any bills to pay, just get it cleared. And it's very important that before you go also, your water electricity bill is cleared. You take your refunds, you take your deposits, your Etisalat and do bill. Oh, that's very important. Those mobile operators, just make sure that you have not entered into a contract where you took an iPhone or you took a Samsung for 6 months or 12 months, whatever. Here I had to pay a little bit extra because I didn't take the cell phone. I took this special package where there was only 1 month remaining and they charged me for a bomb of 6 months or something extra. I don't know, all that bull. So please keep this in mind. Also, so these are the first things, the legal aspect. So that is one very important thing which you need to consider. Okay. The second thing which you need to consider is get rid of everything you do not. Let me put the timestamp. Okay. 1 second. Timestamp is okay. The second thing what you need to do is get rid of everything that you do not want. Get rid. Okay. Now, what do I mean by get rid of everything? It's more like let's say you have your car, you have your furniture, you have all the items in the house. To my surprise, when I was leaving, I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it until the very last moment. So in the last 2 months, I started to sell, which I don't recommend. I think what you should do is sell it at least maybe 3 months or 4 months, even 6 months in advance. Get rid of every single thing, because if you give yourself a big gap, you can get a better pricing. And a lot of people who you'll not believe, I bought brand new shoes, which cost me at least 1,200 dirhams. Because I was leaving, they just paid me 50 dirhams. I'm not joking. And you're talking about guys who stay in properties like Address Hotel, guys who are staying in Marina, really expensive. Some of them are driving in Ferraris and expensive cars. I'm not joking. They were coming in Ferraris and they were bargaining, like something that is 1,000 dirhams, they were asking 50 dirhams. Something that is 3,000 dirhams, they were ready to pay, one guy even $100. So please make sure that you get rid of everything, but get rid of everything 6 months in advance. So that you're clear, you don't have to worry about it. So that is the second thing, a second tip which I suggest. Not many people think about this. Third one is, I think it's very important for you to make sure that the money that you have is in your hand. Okay, don't leave it in a local bank. Keep it in an international bank, because that is very, very important. I think one of the biggest things that people don't consider is how much money do they have, because I'll tell you, money is just going to, vanish. It's you will be surprised to know. You'll be surprised to know that. Let me just put this time. Money just vanishes. Money just vanishes. When I moved from Dubai to Thailand, I thought I'd covered all the bases. I really didn't expect my expenses to go up to, I think, 200,000 dirhams. I'm telling you this. And one of the biggest reasons I ended up spending much more money than what I had to was because the place I was going, I didn't know that there were cheaper options. Like, I'll just give you an example. Now, if I have to shift from here, from where I'm staying, Koh Samui, to Ubon, Rajasthani, which is my wife's village, when I checked DHL, when I checked the international courier companies, and I checked even a company in Bangkok, they quoted me at around 20,000 dirhams. Okay, 20,000 dirhams to shift all my stuff, because I have a huge number of books, 20,000 dirhams. However, when I checked with a local local guy here, he's pretty famous, he's a known guy, he charged me somewhere around 7,000 dirhams. Just 7. Imagine 20,000 dirhams, imagine 7. And then when I found out the international shipping, which was around 50, I think I spent around 54,000 for the shipping, I found out that I could have done the whole thing by 13,000. So the point I'm trying to tell you is, money is going to go fast. So just make sure that you have plenty of money. In fact, the thumb rule that I'd give you is, make sure, if you're one individual person, make sure that you have at least 24 months salary in the bank with your current expenses of Dubai, provided you're going to a cheaper place. If you're going to a place where the currency is like 10 times more, like I went from Dubai to Thailand, which is kind of 8 times, I think, right now. I needed at least like 2 years income. Okay, so if you're going to somewhere like Australia, United States, Canada, somewhere more expensive, you need to have at least like 4 years or 5 years income, which is kept for you so that you don't have to, extend your hand and ask for help. Okay, so that is very, very important. Point number 4 that I want to tell you is, let me put the timestamp, is okay, you're migrating or you're leaving Dubai. Then the question is, what is next? Okay, this is a question many people try not to answer, or they avoid answering. I think that's very, very important, because see, here's the deal. Okay, you are a bank manager, you had a big position. So now, it's like you're a bank manager, you had all these things. You're not going to get a bank manager's position when you go to any other new country. In fact, in Dubai, you get many of these Filipinos who are like a general manager, director, all these big, big positions back in their country. When they come to Dubai, the answer is, sorry, that was the experience in Philippines. You must have been a bank manager. Here you start from ground zero. So in the same way, if you're in Dubai, you're occupying a very high position and you leave, don't expect a very high position when you go to any other country. They're not going to give you. So the question is, what would you do when you leave? What is next? And for that, I recommend you must go to the country. You must literally make sure that you not only apply for the jobs, you get a job offer in hand, in writing, and it should be, like a written contract. Otherwise, it's not valid. And please do consider whether written contracts have any say or have any value, because in some countries, even if you have a written contract, they don't care a damn. Okay. Next point that I'll put. Here's a biggie that you need to consider when you're leaving. All the friends that you had, all the parties that you went through, all the respect that you got, all the power that you enjoyed. The day you say goodbye to that position that you had, people are going to show you their true colors. They are not going to give you the same respect which you once had. They're not going to look at you in the same way. They're not even going to be nice to you. I guess that is the underlying culture that is there in Dubai, which is so focused on money, which is so focused on success, wealth. So everyone's kind of fake. Everyone's kind of nice because they want to benefit. So keep this in mind, that when you're leaving Dubai, if you are a very senior director in the company and everyone stood up to give you respect, when you lose your position, they're not going to stand up. They're just, hey, hi. I'm telling you, this is a fact. When I was a director of a company, I don't want to mention the name of that company, the guys used to literally stand, all of them used to stand and say, sir, they would not eat food till I would come. Some of them like me so much, they would always wait for me. The day I lost my job, from sir, it became, Loy, how are you? And some of them didn't care a damn, some of them didn't even look at my face. And I was wondering, from where did this change in personality come? So yeah, people do change their colors. Many people who owed me money, oh, this is a big one. Many people who owed me money, they will not pay you when they know that you're going to leave by this particular date. I'm telling you this. Like, for example, if you're leaving on the 20th of November, the guy will tell you, I'll pay on 15th or I'll pay on the 10th. Then when you call him on 10th, he'll go to 15. When you call him 15th, he'll go to 20th, and last he's never going to give you money. So do not let the people who owe you money know when you're leaving, because they are going to make big problems for you. I speak about this from experience. I think I've lost close to $100,000 in that way. Many people are going to cheat you. Many people are going to cheat you. You will be counting your friends, which you had, like in Facebook. If you have 5,000, you'll count 1, 2, 3. You'll just have very few friends. Many of them will change their colors, and many of them are not going to even respect you because they don't need you. The next one, let me put it. This one would really surprise you. But once you leave Dubai and you go to a new place, money is going to just go away. I mean, you'll not even realize how money will be spent. You will need money for every single thing when you change. When I changed my residence, I never in my life I expected that it's having these unexpected expenses. Like, okay, let me give you some examples. I knew that I needed a vehicle. I didn't consider the extra charges for registration and all that, which was kind of small, but still it was a factor. I didn't think much about air conditioning, because when I came here, it was kind of cool. I ended up having to buy 3 air conditioners. I didn't consider that I had to pay, let's say, for certain other expenses, legal expenses that were there. Don't want to get much into that, but it really cost me a big deal of money. So Things just happen. Things just happen. And I even went for a bariatric surgery, which was never planned. I ended up spending, fortunately for me, instead of $10,000, I ended up spending $5,000 for that. So money will keep going, 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 going. So just be careful about that. Point number 7, let me put a timestamp, is your investments. Just make sure that the investments that you have, the investments that you have in Dubai, you either sell it off in advance for a profit. Don't keep the investments in Dubai because once your visa is cancelled, you technically do not have any legal status there. And if you're planning to invest in another country, just be careful, because many people would, if they come to know that you're a foreigner, they would be eyeing you and your money, and they will give you sweet talk, and they will, I lost $3,000 just by believing, $13,000 I just lost by believing someone which I thought was a good investment, so I lost that. The guy's not contactable, even though he's in the country. So please be careful about investments, and remember, cash in hand in a reputed bank which is strong in your country is much better than putting it in a local bank anywhere else. Point number 8, which I want to share with you, is this is a common fallacy that people tend to have, and that is, they think to themselves, once they leave Dubai, they're going to start a new business. Please do not do that. If you have not run a business all your life, don't think suddenly you're going to start a business and suddenly you're going to start making money. It doesn't work that way. There are key players already in the market who have dominated that market. They're not going to allow you to suddenly take over. And if you're running a business which is successful in Dubai, I know this guy. He runs a factory which has around $47 million US turnover in UAE as well as in Europe. So he decided he's going to go back to India, and he started setting up a factory there in India. He lost, I think he lost around 20 million. He lost a lot of money setting up the factory. It was not a very big factory, and he just came back and realized that just because he's successful in Dubai, because he got successful in Europe, he could not succeed in any in another place. So just keep in mind that sometimes you are succeeding because of luck. Don't think that you can succeed anywhere and everywhere in life. Timestamp. Now, this is another thing that I'll keep telling people is, please, with regards to investing in property, many people, what they do is they think, okay, I'm going to invest in this land in India. Unless you're there in India, unless you're there back home and you have literally been there and your relatives are there, your mother, father, and people that you really trust, don't invest in any kind of property. There are a couple of people who invest in shops. If you have a shop or a flat, just make sure that someone who is there back home, who can supervise, who has legal authority. It would be nice to have someone like your mother or father over there. Make sure that only then you invest. I know of this guy, he invested in a property. Now he's in a legal entanglement because the guy whom he invested, next to the land or something, there's some dispute. So just please be careful of that. I think many people don't consider that. Last if not the least, which I think is pretty important, when you're leaving the particular country, now this is like a double-edged sword. I would say don't burn your bridges. Never burn your bridges, because you just do not know when you might realize you made a mistake and you have to go back. In my case, I'm the type of guy, I know I can't go back to Dubai. I just know I can't go back to Dubai because of my tattooed face, my tattooed demeanor. So I know that if I canceled and if I went back, they're not going to accept me, because the rules are becoming tough. It was becoming very expensive. So in my case, yes, I burnt all the bridges. I can't go back. But in your case, I would say don't burn all the bridges, because you just don't know. Maybe you'll have to come back. My parents, during the Gulf War, they said goodbye and they left. And, within 1 year, they realized they made a big mistake and they came back and they lost a substantial amount of money during the course of this transition. So if you're planning to leave, remember, maybe you have to come back. I know many people who left to Australia, many people who left to, Canada. They came back. They realized, shit, we did a big mistake. It's a big mistake. I'm sorry. And they came back. So please Make sure that you don't burn the bridges. And if you are going to a new place, just make sure that you know the place. I mean, at least go there. I'm not even exaggerating. Go there at least 6 times. Don't go there as a tourist. Don't go there as, okay, I'll go to all these sightseeing places and all. That's good when you go for the first time. But after that, go as a person who is going to live there. Live like the locals. Be like the locals, eat like the locals, spend like how much the locals are spending, not the rich ones, the poor ones. Spend like them, eat like them, be like them, and you'll come to know whether you can stay like them, because it'll expose you to a lot of challenges. Like I'll tell you, there are some challenges which I never thought of. You can't get, in Thailand, you can't get shaving cream. You just can't get shaving cream. You can't get Quattro shaving blades. I was pretty surprised about it. Now, this might seem like a very small thing. It is a big thing for me. You cannot get Panadols, which I need when I'm sleeping. So there are so many things you will discover once you're there. So please go there at least 6 to 7 times. And don't go there as a tourist. Go there to stay. And don't speak to the people who are doing well off. Speak to the normal people, the day-to-day people. Go to businesses and sit there, like, just sit and observe how many people are coming, how many people are going, what is the turnover of this place. Like, there are many people who come to Thailand here and open a massage parlor, or open a restaurant, or open a rental shop where they rent scooters and bikes. Don't do that. It is such a big blunder. Here on the island, I think every month you'll see 2 or 3 ads, business closing down. New guys are coming, they opened up a business and they're closing down. Don't do that. And never ever think that you're smarter than the locals of the country, because that is a big no-no, a big no-no, okay? So I hope these points, these 10 points, will give you some insight when you are leaving Dubai and going to, leaving Dubai, UAE, and going to any other place. I hope these points will help you, and I wish you all the best. Stay in Dubai as long as you can, make maximum amount of money. Remember, you're there in Dubai to make money. You're not there in Dubai to have a good time, okay? Because Dubai is a transition. It's a transition. So I hope you keep this in mind. I hope these points were useful to you. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're planning to leave, not planning to leave. If you need to get in touch with me, Machedo.com is down. My cell number is down below. You can get in touch with me. If you need my professional advice, thinkpersonalbranding.com. So this is Machedo, from Machedo.com, who's Machedo and Think Personal Branding, saying goodbye for now. Take care.